I'm Sean Brown, and I had an affair with Bill Cosby. When I met Bill, I was 20 years old. My first impression of him was he was very nice, cordial. He kind of lit up the room when he walked in. He was bigger than life. And he asked me to dance. When we were on the dance floor, he asked me would I have breakfast with him later on after the nightclub closed. And I asked him, but aren't you married? And he said, yes, but my wife stays home with my children. That's the arrangement that we have. I didn't question him any further because I didn't think that was my business. I respected him, and I just wanted to have a good time. My sex life with Bill was just part of our friendship. It just had evolved into a sexual relationship. It was consensual.
Sean and Cosby continue an affair for 10 months until one weekend in 1973.
The night that the tone of the relationship changed for me was the night that I went up to his house in Beverly Hills that he was renting off of Cannon Drive. And he had fixed me a drink. No matter where we went in the house, he kept carrying this drink with him and saying, here, drink this, drink this. And I kept saying, I don't want it anymore. It just had funny taste to me. And I was sitting there kind of rocking, and I was getting dizzy. And I remember saying, Bill, what's going on? And then I don't remember anything else. I just remember waking up the next morning, feeling very violated. Feeling like there were things done to me that I couldn't remember. And just lost, kind of. He drugged me. I knew I was drugged. And I just thought, why would he do this? Our relationship wasn't one that I have ever turned him down. So, why?
After what Sean claims Cosby did to her that night, it would be fair to suggest she wouldn't want to see him ever again. But as fate would have it, their lives would become intertwined forever.
The next time I saw him, there I stood, 5 months pregnant. He wasn't in denial about anything. And the only thing that we talked about was whose name was I going to put on the birth certificate. And I said, I'm going to put your name on the birth certificate. And he said, well, I just don't want it to get out because what if the tabloids get hold of it? And he said, what about my marriage and then my business? And he said it would cause me a lot of problems. So I felt like I was backed into a corner that if I put his name on it, then it would be some mess, or he would fight it, or he would deny it. I didn't know. He was powerful.
On September 20th, 1974, Sean's daughter, Autumn, is born. On the birth certificate, she lists the name of an ex-boyfriend.
About 2 days later, his valet came to my house with an envelope full of money. And I think there was probably at that time like $10,000 in the envelope.
For the next 20 years, Sean would continue to receive payments from Cosby.
When Bill first started giving me support money for Autumn, I always believed that it was to support Autumn. Looking back now, I think it was hush money.
Celebrities were surrounded by a coterie of fix-it men and cleanup crews, publicists, agents, and studios. You know, when you're bringing in money, that's going to buy you all the protection you can imagine and then some.
He was able to have people who worked for him make sure that Camille didn't find out. That was important to him, that desire for secrecy.
Despite his recent stand-up success, Cosby is itching to get back to prime time. And in September of 1984, he debuts a character he hopes will get him there. Dr. Heathcliff Huxtable.
I'm Chuck Vinson, television director, and I worked on The Cosby Show for 6 years. The success of The Cosby Show, no one knew. The network didn't know, Bill didn't know, and each week of the show airing, it just grew in magnitude. Everybody started talking about the Cosby Show the day after, and people enjoyed it. It was great to see a doctor of color and a lawyer of color. I think it was groundbreaking because you never saw these images of professional black people on television.
The show becomes a surprise hit, averaging 30 million viewers a week, and Cosby becomes known as America's dad.
He recreated a joyful childhood because that's what he wanted for himself, and that's what he wanted other people to be influenced by. He was reinventing what a father is like, what a father should be.
He became not just a symbol of the idealized American family, but the symbol of somebody who could come from what were the mean streets of Philadelphia and rise to very heights of power in Hollywood.
Cosby begins to use his growing influence to mentor aspiring actors on set.
My name is Lily Bernard.